welcome back to season 4, episode 43 of my show, The Business Blueprint, the show where we dive deep with entrepreneurs about their expertise in different topics, and they come on live every third Wednesday of the month and share their expertise with you. So all entrepreneurs, if you're thinking about getting into entrepreneurship, I bring in these superb guests, and tonight is none other than Martine Senecal. Martine, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hello, entrepreneurs.
Martine and I, we go back a little bit. Those of you that are new, I'm your host, Quentin McDougall, CEO and founder of Nothing But Web and the Nothing But Web Entrepreneur Network. And tonight's guest is a special guest. Those of you that are brand new, I usually start off with a funny story, background story of how I've met these different entrepreneurs that I know. So Martine and I, we go back a couple years. We actually worked on a sports franchise together. Things kind of shaped out different ways, but a lot of bonds were made. The team made it to the court, other things happened, but we were able to create a great relationship with each other. And I watched her grow. And recently, I want to congratulate her because she just received her master's in sports psychology. So tonight she's coming in and she's going to teach all entrepreneurs tonight how to create your own vibe as an entrepreneur. And vibe is an acronym, V.I.B.E. She's going to break down everything. But Martine, say hello.
Hi, everybody. Again, Martine, Quentin, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of your show. I'm really honored and humbled. As you said, I just recently received my master's in sports psychology. I have a brand called Impulse Sports, but I also created Impulse Executive Coaching for entrepreneurs as well. Athletes and entrepreneurs are one and the same in so many ways. So I figured I could combine the two and help those like myself maneuver through the journey we go through as entrepreneurs. I've always loved sports. It's something that's been passed down in my family. All the women in my family watch sports. We know all. It's really bad how much we all know about sports, and it's just different kind of sports, not just one, but different kinds. So that's what started my journey as a sports psychology consultant, and eventually getting my PhD to become a sports psychologist.
So Martine, the floor is yours. Start your presentation.
Thank you. All right, so I created something called the V.I.B.E plan, and it looks like this, where so at first I presented it to athletes, and it is an acronym. It is for Vision, Invigorate, Best, and Empower. So it's basically a vision board of some sort, but where you kind of write down things to kind of create a self-identity. We all play so many roles in our lives, whether we are moms, dads, spouses, athletes, entrepreneurs, career professionals. We juggle too many sometimes. And when one of those roles is taken away or we've leveled up from one role, it's kind of hard to figure out who we are once something is taken away. We kind of say, okay, what do I do next? Who am I now without this role? And that's why it's important to create a self-identity, to know who you are to the core and always have that. So when something gets taken away or you have to pivot to something else, you still have you. So the first part that I do is vision. Vision basically is, how do you see yourself? And what roles do you see yourself in life? So I'm going to use me as an example. I am a mom. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also a career guidance counselor for my 9 to 5. So how do those play out for me? In those 3 roles, I would ask, if I was a client, I would ask, so what are your characteristics in those roles? And when we list those characteristics, I try to find a common denominator. What's one thing that comes up often when you're describing who you are with each role? So for me, it would be patience. You have to be patient as a mom. You have to be patient as an entrepreneur. You have to be patient as a career guidance counselor, because you're going to meet people who don't really know what to do with a resume, don't have the interview skills they need to get a job. So I need the patience to get through all 3 roles. And for me, that's something I do have to work on. So when we identify one of the characteristics, and my clients always say, this is a characteristic that I know I have with these roles and they're all the same, but it's something I want to work on. So when I hear that, I'm like, okay, so we're going to move on to the next thing, which is invigorate. So invigorate means, what are some things you can do to motivate you toward your vision, toward being more patient, as if for an example for me. It could be being more organized or being more timely. Whatever it is that you feel you need to work on, you can invigorate that with concentration skills. Concentration skills are things based off psychology for mental health awareness. So, a few concentration skills are meditation, positive self talk, positive mental imagery, prayer, for those who do pray, exercising. Those are just a few, just to name. A lot of people say that positive self-talk is one of the main things that helps them stay geared to who they are and reminds them, okay, you're doing this, but let's remember to work on being this better at this every day. So for me, let me work better at being patient. I want to be patient. What are some things I can do to help me continue to be patient or be better each day at being patient? So, one of the concentration skills I use is meditation, getting myself calm, making sure that I remember that there are things beyond my control and I can't do anything about it, and I let it go. I either let it go to God or I let it go to the universe. So I say, okay, what are the things that I can control? And while I'm meditating, those things kind of project for me and it kind of helps me gives me a clear vision of what I want to do next. What am I going to do to help me improve my skills in being patient? So that's one thing. Another thing that can help is mental imagery. Imagining myself being patient, say as a mom with my son. If my son is having a tantrum, instead of yelling, instead of seeming agitated and adding to how he's already feeling, I imagine myself taking a step back and imagining that, okay, I'm going to get down to your level and I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to let you know that I understand you're frustrated. I understand that, you wanted this and it's not going the way you want, but let's figure this out together. I imagine those things so I know, like, okay, I'm going to get a positive result from this. And when I imagine it in my head, it becomes a reality. It may not become a reality instantly, but after a while, it becomes a reality because I see it in my head. And without thinking, when it happens in real time, I actually do what I've seen in my head play out so many times. Um, so that is how I get invigorated. For a lot of entrepreneurs, for them, it is positive self-talk. It is mental imagery, seeing yourself close a deal, seeing yourself meeting and connecting with people that's going to help you get to the next level, seeing yourself selling out of your products, seeing yourself accomplish a goal toward a bigger goal. Positive imagery is what helps you, it guides you to see the big picture without it being there yet. But if you continue and keep it consistent, it becomes a reality. And I've seen it happen with a lot of people and then with a few of my clients as well. Another concentration skill, as I said earlier, positive self-talk, saying positive things into your business. My business is going to thrive. I'm going to continue doing what I need to do, regardless of any failures, because failures leads to success. I'm going to continue. I'm going to go. I got this. It's almost like affirmations, but you're more so having a conversation with yourself. Instead of saying the affirmations, you're talking to yourself. You're giving yourself life. You're giving your brand life. You're giving your business life. You're giving your products life. You're giving your service life. You want to make sure that you got this. So how do you do that? Okay, we're going to go into this meeting and we're going to kill it. We're going to rock it. We're going to talk about all the points that's going to make these people see that they can count on me to make this happen, or they should sign with my brand because my brand is going to take them to the next level, or my product is going to solve a problem that they currently have and will continue to solve. So that's how invigorate plays out. And with the concentration skills, it truly helps you build into yourself, build into your brand, and also reminds you that you have skills you can use to center into your vision, which again for me was patience. For others, it could be being more organized, being more timely, uh, remembering to do certain things each day toward that brand. And it could be social media content. It could be making sure you network a certain amount of times a week, making sure you do cold emails, cold calls, whatever it is that you need to do for your business. If you put down your skills and what those skills can do to help you, that can invigorate you toward building a better brand and also building a good identity for yourself. So once we figure those concentration skills out, we move on to best. What are the best who are the best people we can surround ourselves with? What are the best environments we can make sure that we are in? Because we all know where we should and shouldn't be. And also the best books to read, the best music to listen to, the best movies, shows to watch to help us stay positive, to help us stay within that vision that we have for ourselves. So, for example, I always tell my clients, athletes or entrepreneurs, the best people to surround yourself with are people that hold you accountable, that are going to tell you the truth because they care. The worst type of person to have in your life is a yes person, someone that's going to always tell you yes, even though they know deep down, that's not a good idea. I don't think you should do that. They're not going to say that to you because they want to stay in your inner circle. They want to make sure that they're part of the in crowd because, say, if your business is successful or you're someone that's popular, they want to stay within that realm. So they're going to tell you whatever you want to hear to stay in that realm. They don't care about you. They care about themselves and leveling up. So always make sure that you surround yourself with people that hold you accountable, people that are going to tell you the truth, people who care enough to say, didn't you say you wanted to work on your patience? I don't really see you doing that with this project. I don't really see you doing that with what you got going on next. What are you going to do to help you remain patient? What are you going to do to help you get on back on in line for yourself? You need people that are going to sit down with you and be honest. That is always important. Whether you are a mom, entrepreneur, athlete, career professional, you always want somebody that's going to be honest with you because they care, genuinely care. And you'll know the difference. You'll know the difference between someone that is negatively criticizing you and someone who's giving you constructive criticism. You'll know it in your gut. So remember, when someone's telling you something, before you get mad or before you feel away, listen to that instinct of yours, that first thought that comes to mind when they give you that advice, and know, okay, this is coming from a genuine place. This person has never steered me wrong and they've always been honest with me. I'm going to take what you say into consideration. Thank you so much. Do you have any ideas on how I can do this? Or can you hold me accountable? Can you continue holding me accountable when you see me go off track? So it's important to have those people around you. Also, it's important to have people around you that genuinely support you, no matter what. They support your failures. They support your successes. They support you starting up from the ground up. And they support you when you continue to grow. You want to have those people around you. That could be family, friends, acquaintances. You always want to make sure you have those kind of people with you every day, all day. Now, the best places, we all have different places where we feel calm, where we feel peace, or places that motivate us, places that give us ideas, places that clear our minds. So for some, it could be the gym, working out. I can go to the gym and I feel great. I feel like I can clear my thoughts. For others, it's taking a shower. A lot of people get great ideas while taking a shower. Sometimes if you feel frustrated, let me go to my peaceful place, which is my shower where I can think clearly. For some people, it's going to the beach, hearing the waves of the water, giving you a calming presence, giving you kind of resting your mind and clearing out any negativity that you may have. For others, it may be just surrounding yourself with nature, trees, grass, whatever it is that helps you connect with yourself. Going to a club or a bar, depending on what you do. But for most people, I believe it's going somewhere that is peaceful, that settles you, that settles your soul, settles your mind, and gives you clarity. That you don't want to be in a place that's going to fog your mind. Just like you don't want to surround yourself with people that's going to fog your thoughts with their opinions. You always want to surround yourself in positivity. And that's why I included movies and books, songs, because there are songs that could make you feel super sad. And when you're in a moment where you're feeling down or you're feeling lost, you don't really want to listen to a sad song. You want to listen to a song that is uplifting, but a song that also speaks to you, that says, okay, I know you've been going through this, but on the other side of it, I'm happy, or I was able to get over this and I was able to find myself. Same thing with books, same thing with movies. You want things that are going to help you stay positive, help you stay motivated, fuel that energy that keeps you going, because that is important, especially when you're an entrepreneur. It is important to have that positivity instilled in you. And to have those things is to make sure that you are in tune. And to stay in tune is to know your vision, know what concentration skills will invigorate that vision, and knowing the best places and people, books, music that can help you embrace that vision. So lastly, for the V.I.B.E plan is empower. And empower is the words of affirmations you would say to yourself as an entrepreneur every day verbatim. That's going to help you stay focused, help you stay motivated. What are some affirmations? These are some of my favorite ones. So I'm going to just say them. I am capable of creating anything I want in this life. I am capable of creating anything I want in this life, which means nothing or no one can stop me from being creative but me. I trust my intuition to guide me in making good decisions. Always trust your gut. Your gut will never fail you. That first voice you hear is always that right voice. Don't turn it off. Don't ignore it. You know when things are right. You know when things are wrong. Go with it. Even if it hurts, even if it feels like, oh, this might lead to a failure. It may, but it might lead to even bigger success. So always follow that gut instinct. The next affirmation is I am motivated, persistent, and successful. Again, I am motivated, persistent, and successful. You want to stay motivated. You want to stay persistent because it's your brand, it's your business. You want to continue selling it. You want to continue making sure that you're guiding people toward anything that you may think is solving a problem for them. And you want to be successful. And to be successful is making sure that you are aligning yourself in a positive way to be that brand ambassador, to be that entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, you are your brand. Who you are represents everything your brand is. So it's important to keep those things in mind. Another affirmation is I see every setback as a chance to improve myself. A lot of us get down on ourselves about setbacks and failures. Oh my gosh, I failed. How many times can I fail before this succeeds? We want to give up. We want to give up and we were just like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to do a 9 to 5. I'm going to go back to a 9 to 5. And sometimes that is okay to take a step back and go back to the drawing board, but don't give up, especially if it's something that you're passionate about. You want to make sure you stay within that realm and know that, okay, I'm going to come back to this. And when you do take a step back, make sure you write the things down that you think about every day, because those are ideas to help improve that brand. All right. And the last one is my favorite. I can transform obstacles into opportunities. So, an obstacle that you may face can be something that helps you take the next step. Obstacles are they're just steps that you take. They're boulders that come down on that rock they show on social media, people climbing that rock to get to Mount Successful. It's those boulders are your opportunities. They're the things that's going to help you propel you up. They're the things that's going to help you stay motivated. They're the things that are going to try to knock you down, but they don't, because you have in your head that you are motivated, persistent, and successful. So that's basically my run through of the V.I.B.E plan. That's how I sit down with athletes and entrepreneurs. Everybody's vibe is different. Everybody's vibe isn't the same as another person. And your vibe can change from week to week. It can change from month to month, or it could change from year to year. Whichever it does, you stick to it. You remind yourself, I got my V.I.B.E plan. I can erase it, I can write it down, I can change it, but you always come back to the core of who you are because at one point, one of the roles that we play in life will dissipate, will go away. And what won't go away is who we are. Thank you guys.
So Martine, thank you for the vibe. Thank you for the vibe. The vibe's positive vibe. So for
Yeah, it's a positive
those that
vibe.
are new watching it, so I like to hop on at the end and ask a couple questions. One question that I had from the chat was, everybody seems that you seem to be a very uplifting and positive person. What's something that motivates you? Are there one thing? Is it a particular individual? Who motivates you?
My son motivates me. Um, I want him to see that no matter what obstacles you face, you can still find success. You can still accomplish your dreams. I mean, just got my master's and I'm in my 40s. And a lot of people think because of your age like you can't do certain things, and that's not the case. Also, what motivates me is there are only 0.04% Black females that are sports psychologists in the United States.
Say that one more
And
time.
I want to change that. 0.04% of African American females represent sports psychologists in the United States. And I want to show women before me, after me, you can do this just like me. It's a male dominated, it's a white male dominated industry, but I want to break down that barrier. Again, like I said, the last affirmation, I transform obstacles into opportunities. This is just an obstacle, and I'm going to make it into an opportunity for myself and for others behind me.
So for those entrepreneurs that are watching tonight, that may have hit that bump, hit that road as entrepreneurs, sometimes we're riding high, we ride low. Sometimes our lows can make us really low. Which one of those
Mm.
affirmations do you think they should start with tomorrow morning when they wake up?
I see every setback as a chance to improve myself.
And why do you
Because
choose?
when you're starting out, you're gonna have some failures. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have some bumps. Even when you're kind of a year, 2, 3 years in, you're still gonna go through some obstacles. You're still gonna have setbacks. And that's a way for you to improve how you handle those things in the future, how to avoid making the same mistake, and how to make things better for your brand, your service, the products that you provide. So I think that's an affirmation to focus on. And of course, the other one is I transform obstacles into opportunities. Just because you failed, just because something did not work out, doesn't mean it's not going to work out in the end. How can you flip that and make it a positive? Not every negative is going to end up a negative.
It's true. And then before we wrap tonight, because this is amazing, I love the vibe, the acronym. Say it one more time. What's the V?
So, vision, invigorate, best, and empower.
The vibe. Definitely a
Vibe.
vibe.
What's your vibe?
And my last question for you, how can people get a hold of you? How can they get in touch with you? We briefly talked about Impulse Sports. You're the owner of Impulse Sports. How can they get a hold of
Yes.
you? They want to learn more or do more trainings with you. The representative of the 0.01 percentage. I think that I got that right.
0.04.
0.04 percentage. How can they get a hold of you? Tell them your social media, website, all that wonderful things.
So my website is impulsesports.com. So it's MPULSE sports.com. You can schedule a consultation with me. I do the V.I.B.E plan. I can do it virtually or in person. Um, and there's different levels to the V.I.B.E plan that I offer as well. And then social media is Mars, MARZ _ impulse on Instagram. And that's how you can reach me. And my email is martine@impulsesports.com.
And I'll make all those pop on the screen for everybody can copy it down when they watch the playback.
Yes.
And my very final question, for those entrepreneurs out there, what's one piece of advice that you want to leave with them tonight before we wrap?
One piece of advice. Remember why you started. Your why is your core. And that also reminds you of who you are because you're doing something you're passionate about. Remember why you're passionate about it and why you want it to become successful. Always remember your why. Your why will always bring you back to center.
So That's it for tonight. So thank you, everyone. Once again, I'm your host, Quentin McDougall, CEO and founder of Nothing But Web and the Nothing But Web Entrepreneur Network. If you're an entrepreneur, why are you not in the network yet? Follow the link that's going to pop up right now and join. Get your complimentary membership, join, and network with over 200, actually 300 entrepreneurs now that we have
Oh,
in there. Yeah, 300. Numbers are growing. So again,
dope. Love it.
yeah, so again, this is Martine Senecal. Thank you for being my guest tonight. Everybody, thank you for joining the Business Blueprint. Have a great night.
Thank you.